Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Torment, Tides of Numenera. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today as we continue talking to Rin. Last episode, we got to know her a little bit better. I don't really know who she is. She has a very formal way of addressing us. She might be older than she actually is. She might not even be who she actually is. She might be a projection, and that is my current theory as to her nature.
What's going on?
And she has a voice actress as well. And I went long and I talked about a bunch about voice acting last episode. I hope you didn't bore you too much. But I do like just go and talk about things. But let's see. That's my kind of Let's Play, I guess. So I want to talk about you again. All right, she says, roaring. What did you want to know? There's a lot of stuff that I want to know, actually. Those thugs you were hiding from, they seem to know you were in the building, but they couldn't find you. Why? She grins, and her sudden smile is like the sun coming out from behind a cloud. We're good at hiding, she says. Can I ask you a few questions about your, friend? She brings the stone up to her ear and cocks her head a bit. Then she looks up at you and gives a slight anxious nod. All right, he's fine with a few questions. A few. How did you, meet your, Oh, no, let's go with this one. This might be a little bit less sarcastic, because everything over here is really sarcastic. My character can take us seriously on that, and I wish I could, so this is the closest I can get. I can't help but notice that he's, well, a rock. She puts all back into her pocket. He's not a rock. He's a stone. What's the difference between a rock and a stone? She gives an exasperated sigh. Well, if there wasn't a difference, why would he have to work for them? That's a good point. Can I say that's a good point? Well, apparently my character knows why, but I don't think my character is a smart-ass kind of guy. What's the difference then? Let's ask. She takes a deep breath, looking thoughtful. Stones are typically smoother and wiser and lazier and more vain. She looks distracted for a moment, then says, I'm sorry, but it's true. Rocks are brash and they're more jaggedy. They tend to be smaller too. Yes, I know it's a stereotype. You're being rude. Stop interrupting. I'm sorry. She's sensitive about it. Anyway, the stone isn't all. All is a god. He lives inside the stone. Oh, so the stone is like his body, or like his house. She smiles. Well, it's a little like both. It's easier for him to leave than a body, but harder to leave than a house. But either way, the stone isn't really him. It's like a cup too. Rin looks up at you hopefully. Does that make sense? Yeah, I understand. It's a vessel. It's what it is. A cup is a vessel. Can I say that? I think I get it. Okay. As far as the crazy no, moving from body to body sounds like a familiar. Yeah, like a familiar. It sounds a little familiar. Oh, it does. It's a good point. The changing god is like that. Although let's see. I think I get it. People drink different sorts of drinks out of different cups, but you don't have to. The cup really isn't important. Okay, I think this might be the one. It's like how cups hold water. Yeah. The water is shaped like the cup, but the water isn't the same as the cup. Yeah, that's the right one, right? Her face lights up in excitement. That's it, exactly. The water might even taste a little like the cup, if the cup is made of tin, or it might even taste a little like whatever was in the cup before, but you can pour it somewhere else, and it's still the same water. She hesitates, then adds, well, almost the same water. Mostly the same. Has always been a stone? Or in a stone, I should say. Sorry. If my character had said that, that'd be an interesting slip of the tongue right there. She nods. He's a very young god. Older gods have usually lived in many bodies. So how old is he? She grins proudly. Only a couple of weeks old. He's so strong for a... And she breaks off and looks down at her hand. You don't need to be embarrassed. She looks up at you and grins again. Then she says in a staged whisper, he's embarrassed. So what does it mean that he's a god? Rin grimaces. That's a hard question. Where I come from, there are many gods. Gods of health and hearth and home. Gods of road and roam. Where I come from, it's a poor family that has no gods of their own. That actually all rhymed and it was pretty interesting. She looked, and as a rhyme, it was interesting. She looks down at the stone in her hand, speaking softly. But here, there are no gods. It's like finding a place where people don't know what meat is, or Air? How do you explain something like that? And I haven't seen a single god except for Al himself, and he's mine. He simply is. He's my friend. Rin trails off, looking down at the stone in her hand. Did you bring Al with you from your home? She shakes her head, her eyes far away. No, I'm... She breaks off, suddenly hand tightening around her stone, then starts again. Well, yes, I suppose I did bring him with me. I found him near a stream. I've been carrying him around in my pocket for years. What? You see the problem here? Yeah? You said Al was a couple of weeks old, but that you've had him for years? Which is it? She opens her mouth and closes it again. She's quiet for a moment, then says, Al doesn't want to talk to me, to talk about this anymore. Okay, let's not push. Yeah. Okay, I see what's going on. Let's not push that. You see that line over there? Al doesn't want to talk about it, or you don't. Let's not say that. I just want to make sure you're alright, Rin. Her laugh has no humor in it. Of course I'm alright. Why wouldn't I be alright? I'm far from home, have stitches where hair should be, and everyone thinks I'm crazy. Even that man who's scared of his own can do you... What do you call it? The levy? Even he thought I was crazy. She puts a hand to her head wound and squeezes to her head wound and squeezes her eyes shut. I don't want to ask this, but I don't want to not ask it either. She opens her eyes and looks at you, innocent and pleading. Do you think I'm wrong in the head? No. Can I say no? Alright. I think you've gone through a really hard time. No. I don't want to, I don't know what to believe. Nope. It doesn't matter what I believe, Rin. Nah. No. I think if you keep talking to rocks and homes, people are... No. I can't really give her a straight answer. Let's see. I don't know what to believe, Rin. Your stories don't match. But if you're not lying, then... Nope. I think you've gone through a really hard time, Rin. Sometimes our mind plays tricks on us. Yeah, and I think that's actually what's happening, but... Yeah. So, you do think something's wrong with me? No, that's not what I meant. At all. Yeah, that's the one. That's not what I meant. I'm only trying to make sense of what happened to you. She wraps her arms around herself and shivers in the warm hair. Me too. Yeah, I guess. So, where you come from, does everyone have gods they just carry around with them? She shakes her head. No. Usually the gods stay in a family's home. They give advice, they help with things. Oh, so they're spirits. Oh, I see. They're more like spirits. Or traditional way of looking at spirit. Household spirits. At least that's... Yeah. That's what she's saying. Although it's weird that she brings it with her. So you come from a magical, peaceful land where gods are just laying around waiting for people to pick them up? Let's go with that. She scowls and puts her hand on her hip. Yes, I do! And you come from a magical, terrible land where berries explode and water is poisonous and giant lightning bugs try to kill you. What's your point? Well, actually, that's not... What kind of things do gods help with? I wasn't trying to make a point. I was trying to be charismatic, I guess, or have my certain character. She looks thoughtful. Well, gods, you see, they're old. They know a lot of things because they've been around for a long time, and they'll tell you what they know sometimes, give you advice. Sometimes they just listen if you need to talk. Sometimes that's all you really need. So you said he was a god of hiding. Is that more than advice? I think so. She nods, and without noticing, she lifts up the hand with a stone in it so that she's holding it close to her heart. Some gods can help you with more than words. Al knows everything of hiding, of being small and silent. He helps me hide. He makes it so no one can find me. He keeps me safe. Okay, that's pretty cool. I think that's all that we need to talk to her about. Let's continue on. Right, where to now? Well, to a terrible place. Do you like this man? He's funny, isn't he? Oh boy, I thought he was funny, but I can't say that to my characters. Well, unless I talk to actually, let's go back. I can say that to Aligern because he thinks I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. My character's an idiot, but so is Eritis. And Rin, she probably has the wide-eyed innocence of a kid. I think she does. Oh, she's a little bit slower. That's not great. It's interesting. It's not that we'd run too far or walk too much, so it doesn't really matter. But that's not great because that means that when I go around, she's probably going to get lagging behind. But yeah, I can't say just idiotic things to my characters. I could do Eretis, but not really too much. To her, I think I'm gonna open up with her. I said I was gonna treat her as she was an adult, and I still am. But when it comes to just being open and honest about things, I think she has got that personality that, you know, you can say that to an adult as well, if they have that personality. But I think as people grow up, they tend to kind of lose their... It's not the inner child, because some people never had that, even as a children. Not that they weren't children, it's just... Well, it's the capability of going on the train and passing people on the road, like, you know, have the metro or whatever, or subway or whatever, and you see people on the train station or whatever, and you just... It's the capability of putting your tongue out and just at them. Not in an evil intent, but just in a way that let's brighten their day or just make them laugh at me or something. I've done that. Why haven't you have done that? And if you have, all the power to you. Okay, so hopefully she doesn't freak out. She might be she should be freaking out right now. Well, as soon as we got in here, but let's save the game before I screw up everything. And I really don't want her to freak out because the game might not allow me to do what I want to do. Ah, there's my little lost bird. Glad you found her. Now, just send her over here, and we'll count this job done. I don't want to go, she whispers. Oh, it's a lady. I didn't know it was a lady. Tall Magur. Did I know it was a lady? Maybe. We need to talk about this, Tall. Yeah, we need to talk about her. No, we don't. Just give me the girl, and she puts her hand to her face. Fine. Fine. I don't want to tell you this, but damn it. She grits her teeth. Here's my dirty secret, and if you tell anyone, I'll burn your flesh and scatter your bones. I'm a cast-off, like you. You want to know why I want the girl? It's because she helps control the tides in me. She helps them from slipping out into the world. Without Rin, everyone around me gets hurt, or even killed. If you use an adult for this, they die. So, here's the deal. Give me the kid, I'll teach you how to control your tides better. Don't, and, well, let's not get into don't. She holds out her hand to Rin. At this point, it's better to kill you. Because if you're dangerous... no, that's just not. Nope. Nope. I'm trying to make sense in my head of any way that my character would want to cooperate with this. There's nothing. And I wouldn't myself. I think I would just go out and... You're a cast-off, huh? Okay, well, if you can't control your stuff, that's your own fault. Headshot. And for once, I have a sniper rifle. Or what looks like a machine gun or something. I don't know. Let's see. No deal. We'll have to settle this some other way. Let's go with that. What if you join me? What if she joins me? I don't know who I want to give up. But I don't want to... Yeah, let's see. We'll have to settle this some other way. Like, you exile yourself. Let's try that. Nope. The time for talk is over. I spent 3 intellect right now. You saw that? She stares at you, and you feel a sudden swirling in your psyche, a cacophony of dwelling emotions. She's doing something with the tides, feeling with sickness and despair, the overwhelming compulsion to lie down and sob. She stops, a grim smile on her face. You want an example of what cast-offs can do? You want to know why I want the girl? She stops me from doing that. Now give her to me. Oh, it seems that you are capable of starting to do that, but you can't actually impede yourself from doing that. Nice, I guess. Okay, so we got blackmail over here. I got just intimidation. I can give up and give her up. Did you just use the tides on me? Is that what you do to Rin? Frequently, she smirks. Do you have a problem with it? It's better than the alternative. I'm not a leech or a killer. I'm not, she thinks. I don't think she's evil. There's a lot of... Okay, that's cool. That's a lot of options over here. Let's see. You said Rin keeps your power from hurting or killing other people. How do you know it won't kill her? You should learn... That's one line. You should learn how to control your powers better. Yeah, this is what I really want. Yeah, you should learn you should learn how to control your powers better. You don't need to use someone else as a sponge. She spits, not quite at your feet, but certainly near them. Says the cast-off we can't control his own tides? Oh, I clicked there. I apologize. Enslaving Rin is destroying her life. And that's good, because I said something good. Yeah, what I said is, enslaving Rin is destroying her life and her potential anyway. One way or another, you're killing her. Yeah, well, she prepared an angry retort, but it dies on her lips. I don't... No, I'll let her go when... Damn it. What? I'll let her go when... What's she saying? So how can you justify keeping Rin in your custody? Release your claim. I'm gonna just go out and say that. 100%.
I'll remember that.
Tol Magur grits her teeth. Fine. You've convinced me. You can keep her, but you treat her right, you hear? If I get even a hint that you've made Rin unhappy, I'll track you across the ninth world. She concentrates a moment, and the miasma that filled your mind lifts. You know what? I'll even leave up to my part of the bargain. I'm going to teach you about the tides, because it will help you keep Rin safe. You ready for this? Does it hurt? Her lip hardly curls as she responds. Does it hurt to breathe? To walk? All I'm doing is showing you how to use your inborn power more effectively. She fights to keep the despairing sneer on her face. You know, I hate all of this cast-off skist, yeah? Alright. So, the changing god, he made us. Well, maybe not on purpose. Maybe we're just an accident, but he made us. He uses the tides to transfer his mind. You felt them, I'm sure. Surges of power, emotion, whatever. That's the tides, and they're pushing around inside you. You focus them into something, you can make a weapon out of them. Manifests differently for each of us. Most of us don't think about it, but I figure use every tool at your disposal, right? Close your eyes. Feel the coiling power in you? That's the tides. Now feel this. I'm going to push a little power at you. Try to fight it off. With your eyes closed, you can see that the energy emanating from her, a dark and angry spike of red-hued power that drifts towards you. Instinctively, you raise your hands to bat it away, and she snorts. With your mind, use your tides. As the tidal dagger drifts closer, you feel something inside you uncoiling, a vast and restless power whose depths you can barely comprehend. It's reminiscent of the energy you used to blast the sorrow fragments from your mind, but now you can control it, and breathe out, pushing her probe away. That's it, she says. That's it. Practice that. She pushes away. We're done. So I gained a skill level in tidal affinity by 1. I'm now trained. And this is what we needed for other stuff. I'm gonna also sleep in a little bit. So, now that I know you're a cast-off, let's talk about you a little more. Hopefully she doesn't push me away with all the questions, because she kind of looks like the kind of character that would do that. This doesn't happen too often in this game, but usually, the thing is, this game you talk a lot to characters, right? The dialogue trees are huge, and that's great. But there are some characters where it would make sense for them to get fed up with you. And it's cool that our characters, our companions actually do that, and they basically stop conversations midway through. That's really, really great. But for her, for example, I figured I would only be able to ask her a couple of questions, and then she'd be tired. And this has happened at least another time for another character. I don't remember who. And it makes sense, right? But it's good from a gameplay perspective that they don't actually do that, because it just would incentivize you to quick save before every conversation. So if they do that, you reload and ask different questions and see what all the dialogues are, and just a pain in the ass that doesn't really result in anything. So I think it could be fixed with some dialogue jumblies, just like, oh, this character is getting fed up, or, you know, something like that. But she's not saying anything of that, so let's see what happens. It's not a core part of my identity, you know, she says. I don't walk around thinking, oh, I'm a cast-off, let me think about my place in the world. She jabs a finger into your chest. I'm my own person, got it? But fine, ask your questions. Yeah, well, she seems like... yeah, I know what she's talking about. She probably gets marked as a cast-off. That's why she didn't tell me she was a cast-off before, and why she probably hides it. I mean, there's probably prejudice against cast-offs, or against or in favor, and she probably just is tired of fed up of people judging her based on that part of her identity. Because I don't really see my character as just a cast-off. That's just part of his identity, or it's not even part of his identity. It's just a thing that he has. It's like his clothes or something. Do you know anything about Matkina? She shrugs. Yeah, I've heard the name. Oh. Look at that. Look at that! No, there's no period. There's no period between that... Oh, there's no space, I mean, between that period and the I. But anyway. I know she trades with a bad crowd. I've never met her. Don't know where she lives or who she knows. Never hoped to, either. Oh, so you've heard of her, but... okay. Have you ever heard of Mazov? Now, like I said, I don't keep in contact with cast-offs. Whatever the rest of you do, it's your business. Do you know any other cast-offs? Well, I knew Riastrad. Glaive covered in living metal armor. He had some underworld connections. It didn't end well for him. Last I heard, he scrambled his brain trying to change his past with dodgy Numenera. For the rest of the cast-offs, nah, I keep to myself. And I'll thank you to keep my existence a secret. Okay, you're a slaver. Not really sure I like that. What is it you hope to accomplish with your life? Why become a slaver when you're effectively immortal? Okay, so that kind of confirms it then. All cast-offs are immortal. Okay, I couldn't get a grasp on this. Matkina was, but I couldn't figure it out if all of them were. So she eyes you speculatively. Why? Because it was easy to fall into the life. Because it was a challenge to get good at it. Because I don't particularly care what others think about me. She rakes her hair back. This tattoo, it doesn't define me. I'm not the man who made me. I owe him nothing. I owe you nothing. I owe the world nothing. It's my life. And these are my choices. That's not an answer at all. The question was why choices? And I know these were, that's the question. Why? Anyway, I guess she's just saying because. That's her way of going at it. Don't you think you could do some good for people? I guess that was my point more than anything. What makes you think I'm not? She says. Look, you're approaching this all wrong. Really? I am? Is that really a thing you want to say? Anyway, you see slaves, you think mistreatment. I see criminals and burdens. Sure, they're not going to find happier lives right away, but once they have finished their service, there's a typo right there. Third typo in the game, or second? Third. They get to live. Most of them, anyway. So, kiss my arse, this is good for them. Is it? Okay, so you seem like a normal slaver. Not a good one. Self-reflection is the key to a successful life. Let's say that. I think that's an interesting line. So, for whoever you define success, maybe. For however you define success, maybe. I'm perfectly happy doing what I do. I don't need to be remembered. I don't really understand what I meant by that line, but I gained experience from that. She spits. If you don't have any other epiphanies you want to share with me, I've got some important none of your business to attend. She's an interesting character, but I don't like what she does. Let's see what I can do. So, do you know anything about the sorrow? The what? She looks genuinely puzzled for a moment. Oh, you mean that monster that looks like the knight mated with some year-old corpse? I don't know. Nothing that would be helpful anyway. I felt it a while back, though. She shivers. Felt like it glanced my way. Felt like it told me not yet. Huh. But no. Can't help you with anything about it. Okay. So you were telling me about the tides. She eyes you warily. What about them? What's the deal with the girl? Rin. Huh. She caught my pain. When the tides well up in me and overflow, she took the excess and kept me from hurting others. Don't know how, but it was a service. Without her, these others around me, they take the brunt. And while they like the experience in small amounts, any larger surge poisons them, lays them low. I've even killed a couple. So the girl's essential to the well-being of those around me. What's the deal with your followers? They seem a little strange. She gives them a quick glance. They are. Rin filtered, I guess, my tides. I turn my energy outwards, and it makes most people sick. But Rin changed that. Instead of making them sick, it gave them hallucinations, pleasant dreams, and euphoria that improves their days. Right now, they're suffering because I've been bleeding off into them, slowly. Bad combination. So she's not going to be able to learn how to... Well, you're slavers. Just... I don't know. I like to talk about the tidal surges. Why? It's different for each of us. I can tell you how the world looks through your eyes, what something tastes like in your own tongue. You got to figure that out on your own. I can tell you that you don't like meat, or that you think I don't know, fungus is delicious. You see the world on your own way. It's what makes you. Why am I even telling you this? It's remedial experimental philosophy. Okay. Excuse me. So I want to ask you a few other questions. I don't think I'm gonna be able to save those around her. Huh. So farewell, I guess. Sure. Okay, so these slavers. Come on, Rin. We never hurt you, but Toll's hurting us now. Yeah, you should really not be here. You should basically get out of here. Word of advice, don't argue with Toll. Give her what she wants and get out. Yeah, that's not really what happened, and that's okay. I'll see you guys later, though. I think we completed that quest. And there goes the little guy. What's his name? Get him. Get him. That's right. That is right. Okay, so let's look at our quest. We got a completed, beloved slave. Okay, so now we understand. She actually liked the kid, but he was still a slave. Infestation, that's the Fathom. Flawed Simulacrum, that's for the levy. I need to go to the government district. We need to go there. Search the Fifth Eye. Oh, yeah, we can now go in there, I think. And with our title thing, I think we might be able to do something. But I need to look at it. I need to search for the way to do it because it's going to be talking with a lot of characters. So it's going to take a little while. So since we're kind of a little bit out of time for the day, I think I'm going to cut this episode short. Oh, not really short. I really usually go with between 25 and 30 minutes for each episode. So it's 25 minutes in. It's time to say goodbye. I'm Colonel RPG. And this has been Torment, Tides of Numenera. I really hope you've enjoyed it. And if you did, or if you didn't, just leave a comment down below to let me know what you feel about the game and all that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.